What is going on, everybody? This is Free Talk. I'm going to start doing this maybe once every week or so. I'm hoping, maybe. I'm going to start doing Free Talks. It's only going to be a short, like 15, 20-minute conversation about some of the news that's maybe popped up over the last few days. Being that I'm a weekly show, sometimes I want to hit things a bit quicker than once a week, and that's kind of the idea behind this. But with me, and I think that's his computer that keeps going blue, 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 blue.
It is awesome.
It's Mr. John Horsley from Spoiler Country, who's also the editor-in-chief of Spoilerverse.com. So what's going on, man?
Dude, so much. It's between all the news stuff going on in the world, and then personal stuff, and my computer not wanting to stop beeping right now. There you go. It's just it's been crazy. We're packing up to move. We're trying to get ahead on podcasts, trying to get the network going more and more, trying to do all that kind of fun stuff, and then jumping on and do stuff with you. It's been busy for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a good time though. Definitely been a good time the past week. A lot of stuff has come out. I know Spoiler Country has been doing basically a show every single day, so there's a lot that's been going on there, which is kind of exciting.
Yeah, we're about to release. So we released 420 episodes so far. We're gonna cross 500 in October, which is gonna be crazy.
That is kind of crazy. Whoa, what is that? Whatever. Okay, so I'm still learning this whole StreamYard thing. I'm kind of pressing buttons here. I probably shouldn't be, but
just push all the buttons. Screw it.
Just press them all. So did you say you're creeping up on 500? Episode 500?
Well, we've released 421 episodes, but we've recorded like 450. So there's still like 30 episodes recorded going out to release. So by October, probably by Halloween, we'll hit 500 episodes.
That's ridiculous. That's insane.
It is. It's nuts, but I kind of love it.
I mean, I got to say, I'm happy that I've gotten to help on a few of those episodes. Not as many as I would like to, but I have gotten to help on a good bit of them, or a few of them, not a good bit of them, a few of them. So that's awesome. But you guys have been doing some amazing things, talking to some really, really amazing creators and artists and people just within the comic and film and TV world. It's quite amazing what you guys have accomplished in such a short amount of time.
Yeah. I mean, last week we put an episode out with, I was talking with Jerry Ordway, famous creator of Superman, writer for Superman, Death of Superman, inker.
Yeah.
But also did a bunch of stuff with Marv Wolfman and John Byrne. Actually, the conversation with him was more serious, but we also had one week before that where we talked about comic books, and we talked to Stan Sakai, we talked to Cynthia Rothrock, who is an amazing martial artist. We talked to Daryl Banks, who's co-creator of Kyle Rayner Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to Kira Reed Lorish, who started her career as an adult film actress and then moved into producing. Now she's an Emmy Award-winning producer for TV shows and movies, and she's an actress in movies. And it's like her career path is just insane.
Yeah,
we've got so much cool stuff coming up. It's kind of nutty.
Yeah, definitely is. All right, so while we're talking about that, or while we just talked about that, that's amazing and all. Please go.
Stop. What is your tattoo?
That?
Because it's very similar to mine.
I don't know how to show it here. Here we go.
Okay. It just looked, the way you're holding it looks similar to what mine, it looked like a wing on it. I'm like, wait a minute.
No. It's two fish. It's actually inspired by an Incubus album, Morning View. I'm a big fan of Incubus. Nice. And then at the time in my life, I was going through a divorce and a whole bunch of difficulties. And koi fish in the Japanese lore represent, kind of like a rite of passage of fighting the stream and becoming a dragon eventually. And that's kind of the whole thing. And then it's in a yin yang, because in my opinion, in life, you can never have the good without the bad. Anything bad that happens, good, there's also good. So it kind of symbolizes a whole bunch of stuff, which is kind of neat. I'm kind of particular about tattoos. I only have the one, but it's because I'm particular. It's like, it has to have a meaning. It has to represent something. I don't want just stuff on me, but that's right. Me.
I waited 7 years to get this one right here. This one, it's from the band, Bandits of the Acoustic Revolution, like my all-time favorite band. And it's for me, it symbolized, the guitar, because I play music, and then the wings and stuff, and it just has a lot of meaning to me. I took 7 years before I got it, but then I got it, and it was like the best thing ever.
Yeah. Okay. But anyways, back to it. To check out Spoiler Country, just jump over to Spoilerverse.com. They have some amazing episodes of content that you can see. I mean, all the time. There's something up there constantly. And it's spoilerverse.com right here. We just the podcast. I mean, you got Spoiler Country, Bridging to Geekdoms, Haphazard Adventures, Misery Point Radio, Shooting the Sith, my other podcast that I'm hopefully going to get started up again, and so many more. So make sure you jump over there.
Yeah, please do. Please give all those podcasts love. And Nerds from the Crypt is on there now, and they're posting their episodes there, and they're a lot of fun. So and Funny Book Forensics just launched. I haven't got them on their page on the site yet, but they just launched on the 5th, and they're a really awesome show. So check out Funny Book Forensics with Greg and Dan. Yeah,
definitely check that out. All right. So I want to jump into what I really, really wanted to talk about here, and that is Zack Snyder yesterday dropped on Vero a first look, kind of like a low-res picture of what his Steppenwolf is going to look like in Zack Snyder's Justice League. And that is here. I don't know if you can see it or how well you can see it. Hopefully well. Wait.
There you go.
Hold on. There, let me get it pulled back up here. Still learning this. Sorry. There we go.
You think you're prepared for this, but no, on the fly. There you go.
Yeah. So there it is. That's what his version of Steppenwolf is going to be. He goes, just working today, pulled this out of the editorial. Sorry, he's low resolution, but I've seen him in all his high-res glory, and he's a thing to behold. Quick question, how many fucks do you think he gives? Yes, I did swear, sorry. But honestly, yeah, here we go. This is actually perfect. Let me pull this up because you shared with me a quick little snippet.
Side by side, right?
Side by side of the old Steppenwolf and the new Steppenwolf right there. Now, again, the one that was just shared is very low resolution. You can actually tell, like, it doesn't look great. The resolution is low, but you can see what he's going for with it. It is a vastly different style and different concept art that of what we got in 2017's Justice League. What are your thoughts on it? What do you think is going to...
Well, I think anything's better than the crappy video game version we got in the movie, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, he was like monocolored. He looked like his head melted into his mask. I didn't like Steppenwolf was the weakest part of the Justice League, as people call it these days. No, I think the new one, that design looks good. It's low res, but it still looks better than the old one.
Yeah, it definitely does.
It's got more design characteristics to it. It looks more evil rather than just a generic bad guy.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm a fan of it for sure.
The one thing I want to pull up the picture I had again, I want to point out a couple things here because it's pretty interesting. So first off, in the top left corner, you'll see the hour, 1 minute, 37 second mark.
Right.
People are reading that and saying, holy crap, that's an hour into the movie when we get this scene, because this scene is taken right whenever he drops down on Themyscira and attacks the Amazonians. That's what this scene is. In the theatrical version 2017, that happened in minute 22 or 23 of the movie.
Right.
So we're talking about a potential 40 more minutes before we even get to that moment in Zack Snyder's Justice League, which cool. I mean, what does it really mean? Nothing. It just means we're getting more movie. But
we knew that.
Yeah.
Though.
But the whole thing is, I think, is because it's going to be edited differently. So many people want to sit there and say, why are we getting Zack Snyder's Justice League? We got a Justice League already. Some people think it's going to essentially be the same movie when, in fact, it is going to be a vastly different film than what we saw in 2017. And this kind of, goes to show that is, just the way you edit a film, the pacing, stuff like that is going to change the direction of the way we go.
Sure. Yeah.
So we got that. The other thing that people may have missed or not really noticed was over on the right side where it says ZS. Now that ZS does not stand for Zack Snyder. You would think it does if you're somebody who doesn't know much about film. However, that is a stamp by the VFX company that is working on that, and that is Zoic Studios. They have been asked to jump on and help in helping finish Zack Snyder's vision. There was a article posted by the Culture Nerd, our friends over there, back in May that stated Zoic Studios would be finishing Steppenwolf as well as Black Suit Superman, as well as helping on David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Now, from that point, there were people trying to negate everything that was said about that because David Ayer's Suicide Squad had not been announced. So they were trying to say, well, that article they don't know what they're talking about over there because, there's no David Ayer Suicide Squad coming. They don't need to do this. It's done. But this here kind of shows that article, at least to a point, is kind of factual. At least in my opinion. I don't know what you think about it.
I mean, let's be honest. There's an Ayer cut, right? There's definitely an Ayer cut out there.
Yeah.
Or at least there's a vision of a Suicide Squad movie that's not what was released that people thought they were filming when they filmed it, because everybody knows that movie was recut the last minute or recut in the last month or so to make it what it was, because they released that for good or for better or for worse. They released that trailer that was very well received. It was a very cool trailer, and then Warner Brothers decided to, oh hey, people like this trailer because it was kind of quirky and funny. Let's make the whole movie like that.
Yeah. And
again, I said it before. I do like that movie. I like it for what it is. It's not there's not really a story in that movie. It kind of is a collection of scenes and characters, but I did enjoy the movie a lot. Mm-hmm. That being said, it could have been 1,000 times better, and maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. We don't know. But I would love to see what the original vision of that movie was, and have more Joker put back into it. Even though I didn't care for Jared Leto's Joker too much, it's there. It's a thing. Let's see where it was going. Because I've been saying since that film came out, we didn't have enough of that version of Joker to truly judge him, right? We can judge him for what it was there and what we saw in the pictures and stuff. And we say, oh well, this is the gangster Joker or the whatever. But there's not enough content on the film to give that version of it, especially with how much Leto put into that character to properly judge what he was doing. So I would love to see more of that and be able to finally say, yeah, it was crap, or yeah, oh actually it was really good. Here's why. I'd love to have that there. So I mean, as I said, there's the Snyder Cut was inevitable, right? Unfortunately, the pandemic was the catalyst that made it the thing, because if we think about it, there was no place else to spend that money to make stuff, right? So it was easy, and I feel like it would have come out no matter what, right? They would have eventually done it. I just think everybody being on lockdown was they went, well, fuck it, let's do it. Sorry, we're again, but I think that pushed it out. But I think the same thing happens with the Ayer cut, because if it's there, just give it to us. I'm a firm believer of even whether I like it or not, just give me all the versions, and I want to watch them all just for the hell of it.
So we got some questions here. 2 questions from Facebook user. I have no idea who Facebook user is, but I just got to post them because they're the only 2 questions. So what the hell? Why not? Can you zoom in gooder? I don't know. I'm guessing I think they're talking about the pictures, not you.
Shit, I fucked my camera
up. Let me see if I can get a better res picture of.
Well, there's not really a good res picture of that Steppenwolf. It's pretty.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Yeah.
If you just Google search Steppenwolf Snyder, it'll come right up, and you can see it the best you can.
How many movies are we going to have where a portal is involved and the so-called heroes have to close it? I mean, yeah, all of the movies. All of the movies. I don't know what you're exactly.
Not fart clouds anymore, okay? We don't have fart clouds to fight like we had in Fantastic Four and Green Lantern and all the other ones had a fart cloud, okay?
I mean, I guess.
What about you guessed? Parallax is a fart cloud. Glasses was a fart cloud.
No. What I'm saying is not that. I'm saying, but how many movies are we going to have where a portal is involved?
Yeah, I mean,
here's have to close
Avengers 2. Suicide Squad. I mean, a lot of these movies have portals where they're opening a portal. I mean, but it is a good story dynamic. But I 100% agree. We can do other things. I do hope that Snyder, because I can definitely see the Zack Snyder cut of this movie being a portal have to be closed movie because of Darkseid, because of boom tubes, because of that stuff, right? But I really hope they don't go with that aspect, because that's what they use in Justice League, the cartoon where they Apocalypse, whatever they had to fight Darkseid. There's a portal they had to close.
Yeah.
I hope, and I don't mind the portal aspect, but I hope they go about it in a way it's not just, oh, there's a giant portal and they have to beat the bad guy to close it. There's something else happening there,
Yeah, I don't think that's what it's going to be in Zack Snyder's Justice League. By the way, here's a close-up or better picture maybe of it here. Yeah. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you.
Really, if you can pull it up on your computer yourself, just Google it, you're going to see a better option, because it's not. it's a dark picture and it's kind of pixelated. It's a low res picture, but
yeah. But I mean, going with everything here, basically with the portal aspect when it comes to Zack Snyder's Justice League, yeah, boom tubes are going to be involved. It's essentially a portal to Apocalypse, to Earth. That's, I think, going to be a very small aspect of the film. It's Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf is the bad guy. I mean, he's coming to Earth because he wants to prove himself that he can be a new god. That is his mission. That is what he's trying to do. I don't think it's going to be all about finding these portals and utilizing these portals. I don't see that being the whole idea behind everything. I at least hope it's not, because
right. Been there.
Yeah, I mean, we have. I mean, and you kind of can say the same thing about the Avengers films. I mean, there was portals involved in Endgame, going back and, time traveling. Those are essentially portals, but I mean, it's really, that wasn't what it's about. So,
instead of closing the portals, it was opening the portals.
Yeah, kind of. So, yeah, but there's some other stuff that popped up from that, just kind of getting people, because in less than 2 weeks, we have the DC fandom. So somebody asked Snyder, is there going to be any more surprises before we get the content at DC fandom, or is this all we will be getting until then? And he says, keep your eye out. I mean, obviously, yes, I think that's what's going to happen. I think we also, Snyder's one, he loves, just posting stuff on Vero. I mean, without him doing that, the movement, Release the Snyder Cut movement, probably wouldn't have been as big as it was. So keep an eye out for that.
We should be on something besides Vero, but
yes, yeah. But yeah, they then asked if they would see Steppenwolf on there, and he said yes, absolutely. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. There's some other news that I'm going to be covering on my show this Tuesday with Colton. Colton's going to be back, everyone. He's going to be back on the show. It's going to do another live show. So you can find us on YouTube, on podcasting. The podcast episodes will come out either immediately after the live recording, but no later than Thursday. It really depends on my availability, because sometimes right after I do my live video, I have to run and get kids ready for bed and stuff like that. So, yeah. So if I have some time, I'll get it up that night. Otherwise, no later than Thursday. Thursdays are my release date for our podcast. So that's my cutoff. If it's before, great. If it's not, it's going to be Thursday. But yeah, if you want to find us, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all those fun podcast things, you can find us there. And please subscribe and follow on YouTube, because we're going to be doing live videos a lot more often. I think people like it. I like the interface. What is this? Let's see real quick. In talking about the portals, it was in reference to all the movies that came out around the time of Suicide Squad, TMNT, Avengers, and so on. I said that because I felt that was very superhero movie.
It really was. It was also a plot for the Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension movie too. They did that there too, because that movie has the same plot as Avengers too.
Oh.
But yeah, a lot of those movies had and at that time frame they used that giant portal in the sky, and it was to further that, it was also, it was the hive mind mentality bad guy, right? Beat the boss guy, all the minions fall, which I think is the stupidest concept in the world. But and they actually kind of had that in Avengers too, but Avengers Endgame. But yeah, that's all. A lot of movies had that at the time, and I'm so glad we've moved away from that and we got actual, let's actually write a unique and something that's not copying.
Yeah. It's kind of tough when it comes to the superhero genre. I mean, even if you take a look back at Batman vs Superman and Captain America Civil War, I mean, in a way, they're almost the same movie in the fact that you have two heroes going against each other. There's a reason for it. There was an event that happened in a previous movie that is causing the government to want to gain control and blah, blah, blah. It's tough. You're going to see those similarities happen from film to film all the time, especially in the comic book genre. But that's kind of the beauty about what I think DC is going to be doing here soon. Yeah. With this whole multiverse idea, because they're getting away from that. They're getting away and they're saying, look, we're going to have directors, writers, creators come on, and you're going to be able to do whatever the heck you want. You don't have to continue the same formula that has been basically a formula going since the 70s and the 80s and the 90s when it comes to comic book films. It's just, it has improved since then. I mean, you take a look at the Superman movies and the Batman movies of the 80s, 70s, and 80s compared to now. There's a lot that has changed, but they all stick to a formula in some form or fashion. And I think that we're going to get away from that. And we saw that with Joker. Joker completely was away from that formula. Whether you love it or hate it, it's a comic book movie that is different than what we've seen before. And that's what DC's doing.
To expand on that, there's been lots of movies based on comic books that are different outside of that formula, but Joker was one of the first ones that's a comic book movie based on a large property character that Jeff Johns, the Disney spy. Oh man. But Joker's the first movie that's breaking the mold a lot, but it's based on a larger named character versus just some offshoot one character from a non-DC Marvel company. But
yeah. But no, John, we've talked about it. There are many reasons to believe that there was something going on where things got leaked to Disney back in the early 2010s when things were going on. Are we ever going to find out the real story of that? No. Was it Jeff Johns that was doing that? I lean kind of that it's a possibility, only because of how butthurt he was about some things that happened. But again, that's all hearsay. Can't completely say, yes, this definitely happened. And then it doesn't matter anymore. You're right. It doesn't. Jeff Johns is away from the projects that I care about. So who cares? Let's just move forward with it.
Just move on and have some good content.
Yeah. But again, guys, I wanted to say, hey, this was a quick episode. I didn't want to be too long. I'm already at over the 20-minute mark, so I got to get going. I got to make dinner. But thanks for watching. Again, subscribe everywhere. John, where can they find you? What can they do with you and all that fun stuff?
Well, if you want to find me, I am on every social media platform as YTCL. I have, Twitter, I have Instagram, I have Facebook. I actually have a TikTok now too, where my daughter and I make stupid videos about my art. It's just The Real YTCL. You can find my podcast at spoilerverse.com, just Spoiler Country. I have other podcasts like YTCL Radio, which is just me talking to myself. And then I've got Half Past Adventures, which is me talking to my wife. And then, I have YTCL.net, which is basically a site for all of my artwork, my books and stuff like that. But really just hit me up anywhere at, just the Y and number 2 CL, and that'll more than likely be me. Yeah. Excellent, man. So thanks for coming on. Hopefully we do this. Maybe we can try and do this every week, you and me. Let's just do it. If I'm open, I'm happy to do it. This is fun. All right. Perfect, man. Everybody, thanks for watching. All three of you. Thank you for watching. Gary, I will get you on the show. Message me and we'll get it worked out. I have a lot of stuff coming up over the next few weeks because of DC fandom. I have some things lined up already, but definitely hit me up. We'll get you on the show. So thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. And I will talk at you actually this Tuesday.